Hey, it's your boy SergDragon, and welcome back to another edition of the Heavens Monsters podcast. With me on Messenger is Mike Henry.
If you're ready for another episode of the Heavens Monsters podcast, give me a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
I said if you're ready for another episode of the Heavens Monsters podcast, give me a hell
yeah. Hell yeah.
Let's get down to business.
Gotta be respectful. I'm in my own house like you are. Whoops. Okay, so first off, let's tell them what we're reviewing. We're reviewing the last... well, literally, the last Smackdown of July in 2020. July 31st. And look at this photo they got there, man. Ooh, we're gonna review that.
That's gonna be later.
Ooh. The show starts with AJ Styles versus Gran Metalik in a Intercontinental titles match. Ooh, that's so good. That's spicy. That's the way they start the show.
That's Peach's favorite.
Oh, yeah. Let's get this up here. Oh. There you go. And just hold it right here then. So, with that said, in this match, these two laid it all out on the line. But in the end, it was thanks to the calf crusher that AJ Styles was working on throughout the whole match and got Gran Metalik to tap out. Damn. He's phenomenal for a reason. Let me get this info. Your thoughts on that?
Well, Gran Metalik tried his damnedest, but had to tap out to the crab crusher.
Mm-hmm. Next, we got King Corbin versus Drew Gulak.
Oh, my God.
In this match, it was supposed to be one-on-one, and it was until, what was it? Matt Riddle.
Matt Riddle and Shorty G.
No, Matt Riddle comes out and tries to distract him, but King Corbin gets the finishing move done, and Matt Riddle goes and jumps him. Earlier, King Corbin made some facts about Shorty G, and Shorty G took that to heart and actually jumped Matt Riddle, helping King Corbin, officially turning heel.
My thoughts is King Corbin is trying to use everybody. I mean, my thoughts is why? What does he want with Shorty G? Shorty G wants nothing. He wants nothing to do with that bastard King Corbin. But I cannot believe that King Corbin's trying to use Shorty G. Shit doesn't make any sense.
He needs help. He's all by him lonesome now because he lost Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode when they would traded to Raw for AJ Styles.
Yeah, so now Ziggler's on Raw. What happened to Robert Roode? Is he on Raw or is he
He's on Raw. Dolph Ziggler said that he got his partner along with him. It was a 2-for-1 deal. Trade. Sure say trade, not deal. So next up we have Big E making his singles competitor's debut against The Miz. John Morrison tried. He really did try to help The Miz, but it didn't do so good when Big E uses a completely different move than what we're used to seeing. A new move to his arsenal, a submission hold that requires him to take the entire leg over his head and just rings it. And he's really got Miz in the air and he can't do nothing to get out of it. And he taps out. Let me see what it's called. Big E shows off his abilities by ending the match with a crushing submission hold. Yeah. It didn't say what the name of the move is. That sucks.
He tapped out.
Oh, he tapped out. Got John Morrison to be thrown into the back.
Oh, yeah. My thoughts is, this is Big E's first singles match in a long time. Now that his two New Day members got banged up, Xavier Woods still recovering from Achilles injury. And now the question is, what's happening with Kofi Kingston? Now Kofi Kingston's going to be out for at least several weeks or a month, 2.
We'll have to wait and see.
Because now Big E's going to be all by himself with his 2 New Day members trying to recover from injuries. This could be Big E's good chance to become a singles championship. Who knows? Maybe the Universal title or the Intercontinental title, but we'll have to wait and see.
Be nice. Next up, we have Naomi versus Lacey Evans.
Ooh.
And if you remember, this is a rubber match. They each have one win over the other.
The karaoke contest.
Yep. In which case, this match, once again, was being thwarted by Lacey Evans trying to tie her hair to everything. Abusing the fact that her hair is braided, looking like ropes. She tried to tie it underneath the ring to the, the stairs, and then again to the ropes. But each and every time she tied it, she didn't tie it well enough for Naomi to actually know which strands of hair were being tied and loosen them up real quick. In which case, what ended the match was a quick roll-up, schoolgirl style.
Something like that.
Yep. And she gets the pin, and Lacey Evans is livid. Straight up saying, y'all just a bunch of nasties.
That's what she called. She used to call them nasties. Because there's a hat that says, Naomi deserves better. Because she is, of course, a former 2-time Smackdown Women's Champion.
Mm-hmm.
And could punch her ticket to SummerSlam to face Bayley, which we'll talk about shortly. But like I said, a lot of people supporting Naomi with the hashtag Naomi deserves better. Give her a second chance against Bayley for the SmackDown Women's title at SummerSlam, not Lacey Evans. But I don't know when there'll be a number 1 contenders match to determine who will face Bayley for the SmackDown Women's title, which we'll get to that in just a few months. But it is congrats to Naomi for picking up the victory over Lacey Evans.
Mm-hmm. Next up, we have Bayley going up against Nikki Cross for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Got something in my throat. Excuse me. In which case, as you would figure, both Sasha Banks and Alexa Bliss were in their respectable friends' corners. And these two would definitely go all out trying to outdo one another. And of course, Sasha Banks' brass knuckle, boss knuckles, ring, it's a ring, but it looks like brass knuckles, was thrown into the match. And luckily, Nikki Cross didn't lose her temper using that thing. She threw it at Sasha Banks, and she's like, "How dare you?"
Not gonna repeat that Extreme Rules.
Now, truth be told, with all this going around, you would think the match would be won by Bayley because of all the cheating. Instead, what happens is, in the words of not Jerry the King, good old JR, out of nowhere. Because she used her, I guess, face crusher type. It's from her knee instead of from standing position. And she hits Nikki Cross with it. Bam! She showcased that finisher months ago, before this COVID-19 was a thing. So she finally popped that out after a long while. For the record, she also used that move against Naomi at Saudi Arabia. Remember?
Yeah, super strong.
Uh-huh. I think that's the last time we saw that move.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
It was a long time.
Yeah, well, out of nowhere, that's what finished Nikki Cross, and boy, things just went extremely downhill to the end of the show from there. Nikki has a serious, not so much meltdown, but a serious breakdown. Even going so far as to literally push her friend away, saying she doesn't want any help. And in that moment, the lights were flickering, as was the sound, and the lights went out, and everything went red.
The dreaded Fiend.
Courtesy of his issue with Braun Strowman and the fact that things were being seen in the swamp saying that Braun Strowman was teaming up with Alexa Bliss.
Team Little Big.
Team Little Big during the mixed match tournament.
Yeah.
In which case, what came after that was the Fiend sending the message to Braun Strowman at SummerSlam. That's what I think. I think we got a guaranteed round 3 with Bray Wyatt versus Braun Strowman, but this time it's going to be the Fiend. Finally. And he goes after someone he cared about, Alexa Bliss. And what's messed up even more than that is to know that after the match, after what happened with Nikki Cross, this was like the most vulnerable moment in her life. And he took advantage of that, coming up from behind her, signifying that he was going to stick his fingers in her mouth, knowing that Nikki wasn't coming, Braun wasn't coming, no one was coming, and just slowly stick those hands closer to her. And she's like, no, she didn't even bother to run because the second she would jolt, he would. And he still did. He freaking put the mandible claw in her mouth. And we would end that show on that note with the dreaded Bray Wyatt laugh. Damn.
Well, first of all,
Yeah.
The victory. Who's next in line to challenge one half of the role models? Because this has gone too far.
Maybe somebody new. Maybe somebody who makes a return to SmackDown. I don't know.
Well, I heard that one person was going to come back, and that was Ember Moon, because I don't recall.
Ooh, my girl.
She's still out with an injury. And she may not wrestle.
She's Texas' own. She's Dallas, Texas.
I know, but her career could be coming to an end thanks to her long-term injury.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah, that's a huge loss. Because now, who's next in line to face Bayley for the SmackDown Women's title at SummerSlam? Because this women's division, they need someone to step in and kill these two golden wannabes.
Not kill, knock off their pedestal.
Yeah, somebody. I mean, these two, I'm sorry. I mean, who these two are? Two-man power trip? Please.
2 women power trip is more like it. That's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it reminds me of Triple H and Stone Cold.
Except for the NXT Women's Champion, they got all the gold, bro. Literally.
Yeah, speaking of NXT, I would throw up if they end up with 2 more titles: the NXT Women's title and the NXT UK Women's title.
Oh, you're right.
Right. Because you're gonna have 3. You're gonna have Bayley holding 3 titles, and then Sasha holding 3 titles. So that's what, 6 women's titles?
That's all the gold, literally. I forgot about the UK. Thank you for reminding me about that.
Yeah. Don't be surprised if they show up to NXT UK to go. Don't be surprised.
They're not airing shows as far as that. It's mostly recaps, like they're doing with Ring of Honor.
Yeah, due to the COVID-19.
Uh-huh.
Once the COVID-19 is better, don't be surprised if these two are gonna go after the current NXT UK Women's Champion, Kay Lee Ray.
Mm-hmm.
But after the match was over, Nikki Cross was in distraught. I console her, but then pushed her off because I was worried that one of these two was going to turn heel. I was worried that one of them was going to turn heel.
More like victim.
Yeah, either Nikki Cross is going to turn heel, or it's going to be Alexa Bliss turning heel. But then from out of nowhere, here comes the dreaded Fiend. And I'm like, where the hell is Braun Strowman? I mean, why? Why he didn't save his old team, little big partner, Alexa Bliss?
Nowhere on site. That's the problem.
Last time these two met was the swamp. Fight.
Mm-hmm.
But don't worry. By the time Braun gets back, he's gonna get his hands on the Fiend.
Lastly but not least, before we get to 205 Live, we got a couple of promos that we missed. One was the actual starting of the show with Jeff Hardy talking about his victory over Sheamus last week. And King Corbin interfered, and that's when the match between Drew Gulak and King Corbin happened.
Well, first, my thoughts is I'm glad that Jeff Hardy's issue with Sheamus has been laid to rest, and now he can just move on to the next challenge, and then from out of nowhere, out comes King Corbin. I don't know who asked him to come out and air up Jeff Hardy, because Jeff Hardy's trying to move on from all his demons he had with Sheamus.
Yep.
But then from out of nowhere, King Corbin wants to come out And look where he ends up. Getting chopped from behind by Daniel Bryan's partner, Drew Gulak.
In addition to that, speaking of Sheamus, he makes a message saying that Jeff Hardy will always be a junkie.
What?
A junkie.
Oh my god.
But this is some good news. He said he's done with Jeff Hardy. That he's never going to change. That's him making excuses for him losing. But nonetheless, if he's done with him, he says to the rest of the locker room, I'm your problem now. I'm like, oh.
Sheamus, he's an asshole.
Yeah, but who's he going to go after?
I don't know. We have to wait to see what happens on Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Another thing you missed off, the love story between Otis and 1, 2...
I'm glad you mentioned that. That's not even on here.
I know, but I saw it on Smackdown, but you just missed it, because I'm going to tell you right now.
No, I watched it. I just forgot about it. Go ahead.
Yeah. The love story of 1, 2, 3... Mandy. The love story between Otis and Mandy.
Turned tragic.
When Sonya Deville beat the crap out of her and butchered her hair.
Yeah, she freaking chopped it, man.
And don't be surprised if this is going to be a hair versus hair match where the loser gets their hair shaved.
Ooh.
I would love to see Sonya Deville get her hair shaved. Because remember Molly Holly, who got her hair shaved?
Yeah, but I don't know if they'll go so far as to make it bald. I think they'll just give it a shorter cut. And whoever loses has a shorter hairstyle.
I'm like I said, I can't believe that Sonya Deville would come out of nowhere and beat the living crap out of Mandy Rose. And out of nowhere, here comes Miz and Morrison stirring up shit.
Making all the haircut and jokes they can. Otis is just focusing on Mandy the whole entire time. Tucker, on the other hand, good friend that he is, who sees not just Otis, but since he's dating in real life Mandy, he sees her as a sister. And he's hearing Miz and Morrison make all these jokes and says, get out of here, that's not even funny. What's wrong with you?
I'll just bet this Friday night is going to be Miz Morrison versus Heavy Machinery. This coming Friday, which could be a prediction, because I predict that this coming Friday it'll be Miz and Morrison versus Heavy Machinery, or it could be Heavy Machinery and Mandy versus Sonya, Miz, and Morrison in a 6-person tag. But we'll have to wait and see this coming Friday night on SmackDown.
Lastly, we got to mention the fact that there was a celebration party between Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura for champions. And of course, the Lucha House Party that loves parties, Lucha. They wanted to get in on the fun, but, apparently the ones who are having the party are party poopers in Cesaro and Shinsuke Nakamura, mentioning the fact that it's a championship party, in which case the Grand Metalik had just lost his opportunity against AJ Styles. So now, this looks like we might see the Lucha House Party going after the new tag team champions of SmackDown.
Yeah, it could happen SummerSlam. Who knows?
Or maybe on a SmackDown.
Or SmackDown, because now that the New Day is banged up with injuries, both Xavier and Kofi, since they're both going to be out.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that Cesaro and Nakamura wants new challengers, and like you said, it could be the Lucha House Party.
Yeah, I'm getting to the data for 205 Live. Okay, and with that said, a shout out to our fellow brethrens of the Heavens Monsters podcast. A shout out to my buddy here, Mikey, Xavier, Andre Mitchell. A link to their YouTube channels will be in the descriptions down below, as always. And a remaining shout out to Chris Petrie, T-Money, Renee, Delvin, and Farrell. I'm about to say Andre again.
Well, you already said his name.
Yeah, I know. Alright, here we go with 205 Live. And if I remember correctly, it was just one match. Damn.
Only a match.
One match. No even cutscenes from last week or nothing. They didn't have nothing to work with. So it would be Jacqueline Wild and Raul Mendoza versus Isaiah Swerve Scott and Tony Nese. Throughout this match, these two were definitely fighting tooth and nail. And we even got a message from Arya Davari saying that he had been just enjoying his time on his boat and his Covert 19, but soon he will make his return next week on 205 Live. So back to this match. These tag team match would be a spectacular match. I wanted to use different words. And if it wasn't for the current champion, Phantasma, who actually, Escobar, my bad. He doesn't go by that name anymore. He actually walked up to the stairs to distract them, giving them the distraction needed for Jacqueline Wild to throw off the top turnbuckle Isaiah Swerve Scott, leaving Tony Nese all by himself and getting tag teamed and pinned by, shoot, I just forgot his name. Escobar's flunkies, or cohorts, as apparently he sees them. He sees them as equals, apparently. That's a good thing. He doesn't see them as flunkies. And then they hold the ring together. Look at that. See that?
What the hell?
They're running 205 Live. And that'll be it.
Who the hell is by? Say the name of Phantasma.
It was Phantasma, but he's no longer by that name. It's should say Santos Escobar.
Santos Escobar. Who the hell invited them to come out and distract this tag team match?
Those were his men, so he said, "You know what? I'm going to be there."
Just to put the entire 205 Live locker room on notice.
Exactly. He didn't even bother to get the referee attention, or he just walked up. That's it. His very presence was acknowledged.
But my question is, who's next in line to go after them in that so-called NXT Cruiserweight title? That's what I'm asking.
We'll have to wait and see. They haven't even done that. That is questioning it itself. The Cruiserweight title has not been defended in quite some time. They need to do that.
They better.
All right then, Mikey. You ready to end this?
Let's do this.
You like this video, give it a thumbs up. You didn't, give it a thumbs down. Hit that subscribe button, like the content, hit that notification bell for the next Heaven's Monsters podcast. I'm Serge. This is Mikey. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
That's the bottom line, because the Heaven's Monsters podcast
Said so.